6, verses 22 through 40. Let's give our attention to Brother D.J. Johnson.
Standing on the other side of the sea, saw that there was no boat there except a little one, and that Jesus had not entered into the boat with his disciples, but that only his disciples had left. But both from Tiberias, right near the place where they ate the bread after the Lord had given thanks. Therefore, the crowd saw that neither Jesus was there nor his disciples. They boarded the low boats and came to Capernaum to look for Jesus. So when they found him across the sea, they said to him, Rabbi, when did you get here? Jesus answered them and said, Most truly I say to you, you are looking for me, not because you saw signs, but because you ate from the loaves and were satisfied. Work not for the food that perishes, but for the food that remains for life everlasting, which the Son of Man will give you, for upon this one the Father, even God, has put a seal of approval. Therefore they said to him, What then? What shall we do to work the works of God? In answer Jesus said to them, This is the work of God, that you exercise faith in him whom that one sent forth. Therefore they said to him, What then are you performing as a sign, in order for us to see and believe you? What work are you doing? Our forefathers ate the manna in the wilderness, just as it is written. He gave them bread from heaven to eat. Hence Jesus said to them, Most truly I say to you, Moses did not give you the bread from heaven, but my Father does give you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is the one who comes down from heaven and gives life to the world. Therefore they said to him, Lord, always give us this bread. Jesus answered them and said, I am the bread of life. He that comes to me will not get hungry at all, and he that exercises faith in me will never get thirsty at all. But I have said to you, you have even seen me, and yet do not believe. Everything the Father gives me will come to me, and the one that comes to me I will by no means drive away. Because I have come down from heaven to do not my will, but the will of him that sent me. This is the will of him that sent me. That I should lose nothing out of all that he has given me, but I should resurrect it at the last day. For this is the will of my Father, that everyone who beholds the Son and exercises faith in him should have everlasting life, and I will resurrect him at the last day.
Thank you very, very much, Brother Johnson, for doing such an excellent job on your reading. Boy, it really shows that you practice. It really shows that your parents really helped you practice. I'm sure of that. You know, while Brother Johnson was reading, I was reminded of what is mentioned here on page 85 of our BE book. Notice what Brother Johnson has to look forward to. Look there on page 85, paragraph 1, down about a couple of sentences. It says, in time, brothers who read well may be invited to share in the public reading of study material at the congregation Bible study and the Watchtower study. But to care well for such a privilege, more is required than just being able to say the words correctly. To become an effective public reader in the congregation, you will need to develop good habits in personal reading. Do you think that Brother Johnson has good personal habits in reading? I think so. I think his parents are making sure that he does. and it's obvious by the way that he was able to read correctly all the words in his reading. Did you notice how some words may have been unfamiliar to him? Did he skip the word? Not at all. As a matter of fact, he stayed with that word until he was able to remember how to pronounce it, and then pronounced it just excellently. Brother Johnson, you did an excellent job. Thank you very, very much. This is the first time on the school. In any congregation? Look forward to your next part of the school. Our assignment number 2 has been assigned to Sister